This coming Sunday is Transfiguration Sunday. And they say that the Mount of Transfiguration, that this transfiguring mountain is Mount Tabor, looming above the Jezreel Valley near Nazareth in Galilee. I've been there. To ascend to the top, you have to get into one of the old stretch limos, which is the cash crop of the local Arab and Druze villages on the lower slopes of the mount. They drive the pilgrims around hairpin turns in a hair-raising, winding journey up the mountain. It scared the wits out of me. It was worse than the rides at Riverview, like the Fireball or the Bobs. On top of the mountain lies a church with 3 chapels. In one of the side chapels is a mural on the wall behind the altar, depicting the fire burning brightly on Elijah's altar as the power of God defeats the prophets of Baal. In the other side chapel, a mural behind the altar depicts Moses giving the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments to the people. In the middle chapel, we think about Christ, and you can sit around the altar in a kind of cave and contemplate the experience of Peter and James and John as they beheld the transfigured glory of Christ in the company with Moses and Elijah. The children in the reading for this Sunday will talk about that amazement. And when Peter said, "It's good, Lord, to be here. Let us build 3 booths, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." For me, the transfiguring moments were outside, though, at the mountaintop, looking down on the beautiful valley of Jezreel, gazing across this ancient, conflicted land, seeing towns on hillsides, terraced valleys. It is, for me, one of the most peaceful and beautiful spots in the world. Alone on this mountaintop, I got in touch with feelings and hungers and longings I had never realized before. I felt close to God, which I believe is what Peter, James, and John felt, and what Jesus felt in hearing that voice say, "This is my beloved Son. Trust him." For me, it was a time of worship on Mount Tabor, an encounter with God. And then my reverie was interrupted by Arab kids running and shouting on the mountain. School children on a tour, the old Benedict monk yelled at them. Then the stretch limos came again, and if you think the ride up was scary, the ride down would put any death-defying ride to shame. Back down the mountain. Back to reality. But having experienced the transfiguring Christ who goes along with us down the mountain of our experiences of worship and back into the valley of our daily lives, remembering that we too, like Jesus, hear the voice saying, "You are my beloved child."